Hello everyone, this is Aaron Fitch from ATF Gaming and welcome back to F1 2018 Career Mode. Today, I have no idea what we're doing actually. Let's take a look at the
We've
schedule.
received invitations to new historic events. You'll be able to choose whether or not to participate before the end of this weekend.
Well, we could do an invitational event, and then what exactly is our schedule here? We are heading to Azerbaijan next, so that could be either a really good track for us or a really bad track. I do have a lot of experience there, but hopefully we can continue our straight stretch of having good finishes. All of our parts look decent. There was one thing I need to assign. I need to select a new rival.
Here you can see a list of eligible drivers to declare as your rival. The more challenging they are to beat, the more the paddock will respect you for succeeding. Just be aware, you'll lose the same amount of respect if you come off second best. So it may be wise not to be overly ambitious.
Yeah, so our options are the Nico Hulkenberg and Brandon Hartley. Hulkenberg has been running right around us for most of the season, so I am going to select Hartley just for this first one so that we can have a relatively easy rivalry challenge there. But we have a either a pursuit challenge or a time attack challenge. I'm going to go for the time attack challenge, and let's head off to Brazil, I guess is where we're going.
We take a break from the roller coaster ride of the Formula One season for a historic invitational today. It's a chance for us to watch some of the classic cars from days gone by, as well as a chance for drivers to try something new and enhance their reputation.
Alright, here we go. So, finished the race in under 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Brazil is a track I am not that familiar with, so in retrospect, probably shouldn't have picked this track, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. This is also a car I'm not familiar with. I don't even remember what car it was, but it's an old car, obviously. So let's see what we can do. This is a time limit, but usually these challenges are fairly lenient. I haven't had any issues with not passing these challenges yet in this game. So we'll see what happens. This car is very loose, I will say that. Or does have an oversteer if we're going to use the correct terms. But this track is 100% unfamiliar to me. I don't think I have ever seen this track in my life. If this is a track that we actually have to race on in the circuit, we might have a bit of an issue. And I don't recognize this track whatsoever. I'm gonna try to go underneath this dude. He doesn't seem to care that I'm here. Warning, collision. Yeah, that was totally my fault, clearly. But this is a brand new track to me. So hopefully this is just like a historical track, but I don't know. Whoa. Clipped the grass a little bit there and got loose. But that was a good first lap, besides that collision. We just got to beat the time, and there's 3 laps to do it, so we actually might be a bit close, but I'm probably not going to try to do this a second time if I can help it. At least not on screen. But I think we're going to be, oh, got very loose off the corner. Very loose off the corner there. So this car is definitely a bit more sensitive. It's taking some getting used to, that's for sure. Alright, let's see if we're going to have a shot at this as far as the time goes. I have no idea what lap speed that was, so we're going to have to just go all out and hope that we do it. I was on the curb, game. I was on the curb. I would consider that track limits, but whatever. Yeah, I think we're going to be fine. It's going to be very close, though. We're going to cross the line probably with about 10 seconds left. 12 seconds left, so... We passed the challenge again. I don't exactly know what we get from that, if anything, but... It's good nonetheless. But yeah, a 4:33 when we had to do a 4:45, so we are in good shape there. Let me just try to get a thumbnail here. Alright. But let's head back to the menu.
I know we were expecting some new developments this weekend, but some of them have failed quality control. Make sure you indicate what you'd like redeveloped via the workstation.
Carl, this is the second week in a row. I was really hoping to have these upgrades by Azerbaijan. This is a very large disappointment. This is a very large disappointment, Carl.
I recommend we could go for something like this.
This is now the third time we've had to go for something like this, Carl. Oh my god, Carl.
What do you think of this one?
But we do have enough resource points to do another one. So we are going to go for this engine cover weight reduction. There. And then we're going to start focusing on some of the durability upgrade, because we really haven't done anything like that. So I do want to start looking at some durability upgrades as well. Actually, no, we can do that right now. Durability upgrade, that's going to be on tap for next week. So we got 3 upgrades going now. Have we upgraded anything? Now, this came in, right? We're good there, right? Alright, so I think we did something. Pretty sure we did something. Where are we on the list here? Yeah, we did something. So we got something, as I repeat the exact same thing over and over and over again. So we are pretty close to contract negotiations as well, so we can preview, what's the weather forecast like? Ooh, a little bit of rain right at the end of the race. That's going to be very interesting. I don't think that's going to impact pit strategy that much, but that could throw a wrench into the end of the race. But let's head off to practice, and I'll see you guys at the end of FP1.
The track is green and the skies are grey here in Azerbaijan. Welcome, though, to the Baku City Circuit, where we're preparing to kick off the weekend's action with a difficult and damp free practice session. And I tell you what, Anthony Davidson, I think we're going to have some fairly anxious drivers in the cars today, as the conditions have not been kind at all for today's session.
Okay then, we've fitted some new parts for this session. Hopefully they'll help you squeeze a bit more pace from the car.
That's the hope, but unfortunately it is raining right now from what I can tell. Is it going to be raining for this whole session is the question. Yeah, looks like it. So we're going to be kind of limited on what we can do in this practice session. But that's fine. But I'll see you guys at the end of it.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then. Here are your top 3. Vettel, Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. Practice times are on the board then, but no points are on offer just yet. We'll be back with more F1 action soon.
Alright, so that practice was rain. That practice was bad. I did the track acclimatization program, which is where that lap came from. And then I attempted to do the fuel saving program, which I failed miserably. So that practice is a wash. Let's just move on to whatever's next.
An interesting practice session there then. Let's remind ourselves of the top three, who are Hamilton, Bottas and Kimi Räikkönen. That concludes an interesting practice session. Let's hope for more excitement as the weekend unfolds.
An interesting practice session would be an understatement. I am so confused right now. I failed my qualifying simulation, which is, I believe, the first time I've ever done that. And it tells you after your lap your estimated qualifying position, and mine was dead last. But yet I'm sixth on the board. So I don't know what to think of that. I'm probably going to do another crack at qualifying sim and practice in FP3. But we also did the tire management simulation, which I passed with flying colors. So I don't know. This is a very strange weekend so far. But let's head off to FP3.
As all the cars are now over the line, your top three again are Vettel, the Professor, and Nico Hülkenberg. Thank you for joining us for free practice today. We'll be back with more Formula One action very shortly.
Okay, let me explain why all of these people got disqualified. So, Raikkonen started all this. He spun out coming off a pit road. I'm surprised he's not disqualified. But then all of these people got stuck behind him on pit road. It couldn't do anything. I actually want to look at the race director to see what that says. Parked in a dangerous location, yes. I wonder, it says disqualified. Does that mean from the race? Because if it does, then we might be in good shape. But anyway, I did the race strategy, the ERS management, and I took another qualifying crack, and I actually did pass it this time. So we're in a lot better shape than I thought we were, especially if there's only 7 cars who's actually going to be running this race. So let's keep our eye on that going into qualifying.
Great work out there today. How do you think it went?
Oh, hi. Let's
Are you
see.
hoping things clear up before qualifying?
It'll make things more predictable, that's for sure.
You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip?
Car felt too heavy.
Great. Well, that's everything.
We seem to be having some software issues at the moment. Sit tight for a few minutes while we reboot some things, okay?
You've got to be kidding me. You have absolutely got to be kidding me. Alright, guess we're going to sit tight for a minute. Alright, so the end of Q1, we were 5th. Esteban was 12th, so we all made it. The top 4, theoretically, you would think, all ran super softs. So I personally think we're going to get at least passed by Vettel. But the fact that we're ahead of Verstappen is a good sign. But the fact that we're slower than these guys on super softs is also a bad sign. But let's move on to Q2. Alright, so Q2. I was actually in danger of getting eliminated, so I had to make a second run because I messed up Sector 2 bad. And as you guys will see in the race, Sector 2 is definitely my struggle point right now. But I managed to get a better lap. I'm up to 6th. I'm still ahead of Verstappen, which is good. But let's head off to Q3 and see where we're going to start.
The grid is all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top 3, who are Hamilton, Räikkönen and Sebastian Vettel. It's time to leave for now, but we'll be back tomorrow when the Grand Prix itself gets underway.
Alright, so we qualified 7th. Best of the rest. top 6 teams were top 6 teams. But how about Charles Leclerc? That is a great effort for him in this game. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in Ferrari in real life next year. But, no incidents. I'm just curious if that disqualification in the practice session will have any hindering on starting positions. But we'll have to go to the race to find that out.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Baku City Circuit then, an unpredictable 3.7-mile track around the streets of the Azerbaijan capital. 20 turns for our drivers to navigate today, including the infamous Turn 8, one of the tightest and most challenging corners of the season. We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Kimi Räikkönen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo, the Professor, Leclerc, Grosjean, Magnussen, and Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Ocon, Nico Hülkenberg, and Stroll, Verstappen, Gasly, Marcus Ericsson, and Sergei Sirotkin. Van Dorn and Brendan Hartley rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, let's be patient going into turn 1. We want to be in a good position for the rest of the race. Good luck.
Yeah, patience into turn 1. That'll be interesting. But we moved up one spot on the grid because of a penalty to Verstappen. So, we're going to mess around with the strategy a bit. First of all, let's see. I can't flip, so actually this is exactly where we're going to be. So, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to mess around with this at all. So, we're just going to have to deal with that strategy. Car setup is parked for me, so let's get going and see where we can do here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Alright, not the best start in the world. Let's just hold the left lane, Charles Leclerc doesn't seem to care that I was there as the game freezes. Driving it in deep. Again, people don't seem to care that I'm here. This is probably going to be one of the hardest circuits outside of Monaco to pass at, so we're going to have to be very careful here. Also probably one of the easiest circuits outside of Monaco to wreck at. So, we're going to have to be very careful here, very careful. But I'm going to go on rich fuel mix for a little while, see if we can stay with these guys. But this is the part of the track that I'm going to be struggling with, as demonstrated right there by a wide turn. And then the infamous turn 8, as they said earlier. That turn is just a disaster waiting to happen. Alright, we lost the pack. We're going to go back down to standard. We're going to have Bottas on our heels. But I say best of the rest status, barring some strategy, will be a good result for us. If you recall, there was a threat of rain towards the very end of the race. So that could throw a wrench into things, but I don't think it's going to alter any pit strategy, so we're going to have to most likely let Bottas go by here. DRS has not been enabled yet, so we're going to be pretty even along the straightaway. But I got the inside lane going into turn 1, so hopefully I can take advantage of that. Alright, got the driver off. Yes, she backed off quite a bit there, so...
Okay, some information on signs. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
mechanical problem for Carlos Sainz. Not a big concern to us at the moment, but if we get back in traffic, that could be something to keep note of. Ricardo's fallen off of the top 3 there, so we might have a chance to catch up to him. But I really can't risk going on rich right now. So I want to have some fuel around the pit stops to go rich on.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
Oh, great. Great. Just the track with that ridiculously long straightaway to have a loss of power at. This track is quite an interesting mix of really tight corners and really fast straightaways. So it's really kind of hard to set up for both. But I went with the higher speed option. So my cornering's not going to be as good, but my straight line speed's going to be excellent. Which, as you saw, I was able to stay side by side with Bottas down the straightaway last lap. Oh crap, he's going to have the inside lane this time. Oh, but look at that!
We're coming in this lap.
Coming in this lap already? Jeez. That is an early pit sequence, that's for darn sure. My tires really that bad? Yes, they are. Okay. So that's a risky move. I actually might disobey their pit strategy. I know it said that's going to be a slower time, but we also got to keep in mind of traffic. Is going to be a key factor here because this is a really hard...
Hamilton's just made a move for first.
Oh, good for him. That's the first time you've ever told me about first place. So, good for him. I really don't care, honestly, but good for him. I just don't know whether I should pit or not. I really don't. But I think everybody's close enough to where we're going to be in last anyway if we pit, so I think I'm just going to pit, listen to Jeff, and go from there. We're going to get passed by Bottas at any minute now anyway, with DRS enabled, so... So we'll just obey and pit now, and see where things go.
Pit now. Pit now.
Well aware, well aware. Whoa, no!
Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
Alright, so I did not even trigger that flashback. They automatically triggered that flashback. But that's the issue with these high-speed corners right there. Alright, I'm pitting, so you're going to want to pass on that side. Unless if you're pitting as well, which would be a horrible thing to try to navigate. Alright, give me a flashback there. That was just stupid on my part. Alright. Quick in and out, quick in and out, quick in and out, quick in and out!
Exit now. We're racing on the exit.
We lost a spot. We lost possibly...
Okay,
No, we didn't lose a spot. We're right here with Ricardo. So actually that wasn't as bad as it could have been. Oh, but that turn was... Oh, hi game freezing because everybody's on pit road. Nice to see you again. Alright, we're right here with Ricardo, so if we're smart about this, and I'm actually going to go to Rich, might be able to get around Ricardo. Now, Bottas did not pit with us, so we're going to have to see where he ends up in the fold. But if we can stay with Ricardo, I think we're going to be in good shape. Shut up, Jeff. Don't shut up, please, but...
Okay, take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage.
What damage? I don't see any damage. What you talking about, Jeff? Alright, I'm trying to be a little too aggressive here, and I'm almost hitting the wall, so I gotta be a little more careful. Also, freaking Romain Grosjean is right behind me, and we have completely lost touch with Ricardo. So I think
Esteban is in the pits.
our power issue is actually slightly larger than what we previously anticipated. You should not be getting DRS right now. How dare you?
We're trailing our teammate by 11.7 seconds.
He's on pit road, Jeff. We're actually leading him now. Alright, there must still be some people who haven't pitted. But I think the power issues that he was talking about earlier is actually a little more substantial than we previously anticipated. Because I should not be getting passed by Grosjean. I've been faster than him all week. Whoa.
Okay, keep on him. He might make a mistake.
That's the plan. Well, his mistake is driving right into me. And now we got somebody else. Leclerc is right on us as well. But I'm glad I got that pass before this stupid chicane. But yeah, I have a feeling this power shortage might be a bit more than we previously anticipated, which is unfortunate. But this is going to happen throughout the season. We got 62% on the gearbox, but the ICE is at 74%, so we're going to be in some trouble with that, especially if we're going to have to be on that for next race. I don't even know where next race is, but if it's a high-speed track, I'm just going to change that now. Okay, goes. Oh, hi, everybody known to man. Nice to see you all.
We're leading our teammate by 1.5 seconds.
Okay. Alright, luckily we got DRS there, and that helped us get back by him. But we have a gaggle of cars behind us right now. Grosjean, Leclerc's there, Ocon's there right now. So we got a lot of people right behind us. I'm actually going to go Rick's for a minute, see if we can possibly pull away. Alright, he's got DRS, so we're going to protect the left lane here.
We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
Yep, that's what I just did. But Grosjean is around us. Let's see if we can maybe come back. Well, we will have DRS here in this little short straightaway. Well, let's see if that helps. We got Leclerc and about 7 other cars right behind us as well, so... And this is actually for 6, so one of the top drivers must be having a bad day. So I've not heard anything about the top 6 drivers, so... That's very interesting.
In around 10 to 15 minutes.
Aha! Again, don't think that's going to have much of an impact on the race, but that's definitely going to throw a wrench into things. Unfortunately, I think I might have lost Grosjean, which is unfortunate, as I previously stated. So now we just got to protect Leclerc and Ocon, our teammate. If we lose to our teammate, I'm going to be furious.
There's a fair amount of wear to the engine now. Just be aware. We're keeping an eye on it.
Yes, I know. Everything's dying, Jeff. I don't know why you chose one of my better racetracks to have this happen at, but whatever. I would love to have DRS on Grosjean. That would be absolutely fabulous, but I don't think it's going to happen. Nope. And Leclerc's going to have it. Nice to see you. And here comes Ocon. Nice to see you as well. Drove it in deep there.
Brilliant. Nice move.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. That's the first compliment you've ever given me, I think. But that definitely put a gap on me to Leclerc, so let's try to maintain that positioning for a bit. Alright, we are coming to take the white flag.
Final lap of the race.
I've just been maintaining. Grosjean is gone, but Ocon and Leclerc have been fighting behind me for quite a while now. I forgot that Verstappen had that grid penalty
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
when I was confused about top 6, so I'll mention that now. But I think we're going to be fine, assuming I don't make any mistakes. I've just been kind of maintaining a gap right now. But it's a good finish. I was really hoping we could get 6th, but Grosjean is definitely faster than us. The rain looks like it's going to hold
The
off.
gap to the car ahead is 3.4 seconds.
Oh, you got a issue behind us, it sounds like. Or in front of us, possibly?
Okay, clear.
Nope. Okay. Looks like it must have been behind us. Oh, we got another caution. Another resume racing. So I don't know what's going on behind us. Leclerc is out. Oh. That's big. That's who was right behind us, so that's interesting. Maybe Esteban got into him. It's Esteban and Leclerc was fighting for 8th behind me for most of this section. Hey, Kimi Räikkönen won. Isn't that his 2nd win this year? Well, good for him. Good for him. I always like seeing Kimi win. Even though that doesn't really happen very much in real life anymore. But it does appear that we are in a good finishing order here. Esteban is catching up behind, but no big issues there. We are finishing 7th.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Indeed. Considering all of our possible engine issues, I will take a 7th place effort.
That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari. It hardly looked in doubt. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres, but at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else, and that's exactly what
Hey,
they
look,
had
it's
today.
us.
So, here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more.
Well, that's a podium we've got to get used to at some point. Maybe not in that order every time, but 2 Ferraris and a Mercedes, that's pretty typical.
And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Kimi Räikkönen takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship.
Whoa.
And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I'm going to say Brendan Hartley. It was probably one of his best drives this season, and I was thoroughly impressed.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari extend their lead at the top of the championship. Meanwhile, good work from Force India this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order.
Yay.
After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
But yeah, Force India, we passed Renault. After both us and Esteban got points in that race. But obviously, we're a long ways away from Red Bull, and that's not going to happen unless if Red Bull closes down or something. But we also moved up in the drivers' standings ahead of Nico Hulkenberg. We're actually tied with him, but we must have a tiebreaker. But how about Kimi Räikkönen leading the point standings? That is a good showing for him. But let's see, who hasn't accumulated points yet? Leclerc, he was on pace to get his first points this season, but I still don't know what happened there. But so it's both the Saubers and both the Williams who haven't accumulated any points. See if there were any incident reports. It was a mechanical failure for Leclerc, so it wasn't any issue with that. But then we had several collision issues, but overall, solid day for us, I think. Let's head back and see if Claire has anything. That's her name, right? Claire? I don't even remember anymore. Let's see if she has anything to ask us about.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy.
Oh, thank you.
You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
We'll do this. Get the sportsmanship up.
You had a close battle today, didn't
We
you?
did. We're both pushing each other, indeed.
You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip, or did you just misjudge some corners?
Isn't the best track for this car. I will say that.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you. But that should definitely help both of our rivalries there. We're getting pretty close to locking up the Esteban rivalry, and we've got a good head start on the Hartley rivalry. So good job all around there. Sure, we got some decent resource points there. Yeah, definitely a decent chunk of resource points. Hopefully we won't have that stupid part not come in for the third week in a row, and we can actually start working on something else. Hey, we got a clean race. I don't know about that. I mean, well, sure. Reputation with everybody except for Haas. Ferrari and Mercedes went up there, it looks like. We're getting closer to veteran status there. Sportsmanship is going up.
Excellent result today. Finishes like that will look good on your contract reviews. On to the next one.
I mean, speaking of contract reviews, it looks like we got a contract negotiation here. And I think since we cut out a decent portion of that race, we will do this contract negotiation now. Now, I have no clue what this is.
It's time for us to renegotiate your contract. Here you can see the current deal. Once negotiations begin, the team will make you an offer. You can accept if you like, but I strongly suggest we push for better terms.
Yes, I agree. Obviously, we want to be the first driver. So this is what they're proposing. Okay. So expected qualifying position. This is the minimum position that you expected to qualify. Make this harder to decrease the cost of your contract, or decrease it to give yourself an easier ride. If you fail to meet your contract targets, then your reputation with the current team. I think that's a good, honestly, I think we're good there, but contract perks is where I want to take a look at here. Race bonus, level 2, good. Upgrade speed. Simultaneous development. 2 upgrades per department, that would be nice. Pit stop efficiency, I would love quicker pit stops. Let's propose that contract. See what they. Well, let's do that. Let's see what they think about that.
They didn't like those terms. Let's try again.
Okay. We'll bring this down to 1. And we'll move this up. Let's see what they say about that.
We're asking for too much here. We need to make some compromises.
Okay, fine. We'll go for 10% quicker pit stops. I'm actually not worried about that, so we'll do that. But I do want that. Let's try that.
I'm afraid negotiations have broken down, and there's nothing more I can do. Luckily, we had the team's original offer to fall back on, so we've agreed to those terms. We'll have another chance to negotiate down the road.
Come on! I thought that was perfectly fair. Fine. Still get the resource point bonus, and we're still the first driver, technically, so I guess it could have been worse, honestly, but I felt like that last offer was pretty fair, but whatever. Alright, so definitely going to have to go with the new ICE next race, but everything else looks pretty good, except for the gearbox, but we'll worry about that later. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode. Where are we going to next is the question. Spain! Alright, not quite sure how I did last time at Spain, but we'll see what happens. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more content from ATF Gaming, be sure to hit that red subscribe button. It really means a lot to me. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.